All right, folks, let's dive right into something that's making waves over in Turkey. You see, Turkey is really stepping up its game in the nuclear energy field, with Russia's very own Rosatom right at the forefront. Now get this, Turkey's Energy Minister Alparslan Bayraktar, he's been pretty busy talking deals with Rosatom for not just one, but a second nuclear power plant right there on the Black Sea coast in Chop. And that's not all. They've already got something cooking with the Akkuyu nuclear power plant, set to light up Turkey with about 10% of its electricity needs by 2028. Pretty impressive, huh? But Turkey isn't just stopping there. Oh no, they're talking with China about setting up a third nuclear plant. They're really on a roll to shake things up and cut down on that fossil fuel dependency, aiming for a whopping 20 gigawatts of nuclear power by 2050. And they're not just going big, they're also going smart with plans for these nifty small modular reactors to add another 5 gigawatts. Now here's where it gets a bit sticky. NATO's got their eyes peeled on this whole deal, especially with Russia involved. They're a bit jittery about Russia planting itself firmly in a NATO member's backyard with this nuclear partnership. It's got folks worried about Moscow getting a bit too cozy and maybe even swaying Turkey's energy policies and, who knows, maybe even their political decisions. Experts are chiming in, warning that this buddy-buddy act with Russian nuclear tech could lead to some serious dependency, not to mention the risks of nuclear proliferation. And let's not forget, there's always that chance, however slim, that this tech could be flipped for military uses. But the real kicker? This whole scenario could throw a wrench in NATO's unity, making it tougher for the alliance to stick together and stand strong. Turkey is playing a high-stakes game, balancing these nuclear deals not just with Russia, but also eyeing potential deals with China and maybe even the US down the line. Folks, let's break down a real game changer in the global arena, Turkey's strategic pivot toward joining the BRICS coalition, that dynamic group featuring Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because BRICS stands as a bold counterpoint to the Western-dominated economic groups like the G7. Turkey, looking to shake things up and diversify its alliances, sees BRICS as a golden ticket to expand its geopolitical playbook, especially as its EU membership bid hits a standstill. Turkey isn't just flirting with the idea, they're serious. Their move toward BRICS isn't about turning their backs on NATO or the EU. No way. It's about widening their options, reducing dependency on the West, and adding some robust economic partners to their corner. Now, I've got to ask for a quick favor. If you're finding this discussion enlightening, smash that like button. Your likes and comments not only mean the world to us, they also help more people get informed. And if you haven't already, consider watching the whole video to support our channel. We really value your engagement, and it helps us keep bringing you these deep dives into what's happening around the world. Thank you for being part of our community. Turkish officials are clear. They view BRICS not as a replacement, but as a complement to their Western ties. In recent times, Turkey has been quite vocal about this interest. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan isn't just attending BRICS meetings. He's there with the blessing of folks like Russian President Vladimir Putin, who's all for Turkey joining the club. This is about Turkey boosting its position on the world stage, engaging with powers from both the West and the East, showcasing a really smart, balanced approach in today's complex global landscape. But it's not all about politics. Turkey's also making some sharp moves in the energy sector. They're pushing hard on nuclear energy to cut down their massive reliance on imported fossil fuels, currently a whopping 70% of their energy needs. This heavy dependence leaves them at the mercy of global market swings and geopolitical squabbles. Nuclear energy is their ace for stability, a reliable power source that keeps them strong and secure. And hey, it's cleaner for the environment too. They're aiming for a carbon-neutral status by 2053, aligning their energy strategies with environmental sustainability. Let's zoom in on Turkey's energy scene and trade dynamics because there's a lot happening, and it's crucial for understanding their global strategy. As of 2023, Turkey's energy mix is pretty diverse, but still leans heavily on some old-school sources. Coal is still king, accounting for over a third of their electricity generation, and a good chunk of that is coming in from Russia. Natural gas isn't far behind, and there's significant movement in renewables like hydro and wind power, which is great for reducing those nasty greenhouse gases and tackling climate change head-on. Now, let's talk about solar power. Turkey's got the potential to be a solar powerhouse, but it's only tapping into a tiny fraction of it. Geothermal is picking up, especially in the western parts, and there are these smaller players like biomass and waste energy making up the numbers. Switching gears to trade, Turkey and Russia are doing some serious business together, with trade volumes hitting a historic $65 billion in 2023. That's triple what it was just a few years back. A lot of this is fueled by energy. Turkey's buying up Russian oil at a discount thanks to those Western sanctions, and the gas is flowing through the Turk Stream pipeline. Plus, there's the big-ticket item, the Akkuyu nuclear power plant, which is a cornerstone of this burgeoning trade relationship. Looking ahead to 2024, Turkey's trade relationship with Russia shows no signs of cooling off, despite all the geopolitical heat. In fact, trade's expected to stay strong or even grow. But here's where it gets interesting. The trade story with the US shows a different trend. Early 2024 data points to a drop in US exports to Turkey, while Turkish goods finding their way to US shores have jumped significantly. Now, don't forget China. Turkey's trade with China also reached impressive heights, surpassing $47 billion. This just shows how Turkey is really spreading its economic wings, engaging powerfully not just with its traditional partners in the West, but also increasingly with the East, especially within the realms of the BRICS ambition and beyond. All right, let's get a handle on the massive trade dynamics between Turkey and China, because what's happening there is not just big, it's colossal. In 2023, Turkey imported over $44 billion of goods from China, but only managed to send about $3 billion back. That's a huge gap, folks, and it's been a thorn in the side of their bilateral relationship for a while now. Jump to 2024, and we're seeing a bit of a shift. Chinese exports to Turkey dipped by 13.7%, down to about $3.47 billion, while Turkish exports to China ticked up by 10.4%, reaching $398 million. So while there's still a significant trade imbalance, Turkey is making strides, pushing those numbers up bit by bit. Now, Turkey isn't just sitting on its hands hoping things balance out. No, they're actively working on it, boosting direct investments, cranking up joint projects under China's massive Belt and Road Initiative. These moves are aimed squarely at getting more Turkish goods into Chinese markets and smoothing out that lopsided trade ledger. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Turkey is playing a different kind of ball game with its currency strategy. They're stepping away from the US dollar, folks, joining a global trend that's picking up steam among nations in the global south. This is big. It's about reducing vulnerability from dollar swings and those ever-looming sanctions. Turkey's going all in with bilateral trade deals that let them trade in local currencies. Take Russia, for instance. Turkey and Russia are doing deals in their own money, the Turkish lira and the Russian ruble. And it doesn't stop there. Turkey's got a currency swap deal with China too, aiming to boost trade in the yuan and lira, sidelining the dollar. Moreover, Turkey's central bank is bulking up its reserves with non-dollar currencies and gold. This isn't just diversification, it's a strategic shift to fortify Turkey against global economic winds and keep their economy sailing smooth. Folks, let's take a deep dive into how Turkey is playing its cards on the international stage, especially with its shift towards using local currencies in trade with neighbors and within regional blocs. This move is designed to fortify economic ties and lessen the reliance on the good old US dollar in regional trade. Now that's a strategy that's reshaping economic relationships right in our backyard. But here's where the plot thickens. The US isn't just watching from the sidelines. Concerns are mounting over Turkey's nuclear ambitions, especially their partnerships with Russia and China. The US is pushing hard, trying to reel Turkey back into the Western fold, promoting Western tech like small modular reactors, SMRs, from US and UK companies as safer, more aligned options compared to what they're getting from Russia and China. These SMRs are not just about keeping the lights on, they're about keeping Turkey in line with NATO standards. And let's not gloss over the sanctions game. The US has been quite clear. They're not afraid to slap sanctions on entities like Rosatom involved in Turkey's nuclear projects. The message? Align with us, or face the economic music. These moves are part of a larger chess game to curb Russian and Chinese influence in key regions, ensuring that NATO's security architecture doesn't just stand firm, but adapts to these new challenges. The construction of the Akkuyu nuclear power plant by Russia's Rosatom and talks of more plants with Chinese help are red flags for the US, raising alarms about the sway Russia and China might gain over a crucial NATO member. The US is actively countering these moves, using every diplomatic and economic tool at its disposal to maintain a balance in what's increasingly looking like a multipolar world stage. That wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If you found this insightful, or if it sparked some thoughts, hit that like button and consider subscribing to stay connected with our community. Your engagement means the world to us. Check out another one of our videos popping up on your screen now. Keep those discussions going and stay sharp.